This is Zafar Abundance Wala, and you are watching Abundance Show on Global Abundance Organization GAO TV. Today, we've got an exponential guest on Abundance Show, and she is Wendy. Before I talk anything, I would request Wendy to please introduce yourself.
Not a problem. Hi to everybody, and my name is Wendy Winterburn. As you could probably tell, I'm here in the UK, and I am a certified online business manager. And I give support to business owners, but my mission is to make a first-hand positive impact to as many business owners as I am able to, through support with launches and with setting up of standard operating procedures, and provide ongoing support if support is needed. Also provide a diagnostic review so we can diagnose exactly where your business is at currently and maybe where you'd like to head, and things you'd like to do in the next 3 months. And also I can do some audit of your website so we can make sure that your website isn't being penalized by the Google AI police. And that is pretty much what I do.
Thank you, Winnie. Thank you so much. For the very brief intro, I would want you to go into details. And before we go into details of what you do, please give us your entire life journey in details. You have a lot of time. Over to you.
That's right. So I'm the eldest of 5. I've lived in Hereford all my life, and just Hereford is Hereford. So I started off in corporate. My background is in corporate admin, and it's been pretty much legal secretary or office administrator. And I've been mostly in the legal and also accountancy areas. My father actually is an accountant, so I knew exactly that January is a busy time for accountants. That's the tax return month for those who are not totally aware of that one. And for me, it was, I wanted to do, obviously, you sort of either one or the other, you get to the point where you want to do something very different. It can be very hard to break into something different where there are other people who are more experienced than you and have been doing that as well. And I did try to maybe sort of do something different, but I wasn't able to do that. So the certification for the online business manager just dropped into my lap, and it's felt this is what I want to be doing. This is so different to being stuck in the background doing second-hand positive impact to a client, whereas in your solicitor or your accountant's making that first-hand positive impact, whereby they are helping you to either buy a property, buy a commercial property, or doing the lease for your new tenant, or the accountant, whereby they are literally making you safe, helping trying to save you money, or basically doing your accounts and tax, so the HM revenue customs are staying off your back. So that was what I felt. Definitely I wanted more control over my own narrative, but also my mission to make such a positive impact to somebody, because my trainer gave us a story of a client that she had when she was an online business manager, and that client was telling, who was a coach, was telling people in the course that she was running that obviously she'd had wonderful assistance, and that enabled her to basically go pick up her children. Something so simple like that, but she wasn't able to do before because she was had to send a car and she was lying awake at night, wondering how she was going to do it all. And that touched me so much. I wanted to do that as well. I wanted to make such, something so simple like picking up your children from school, or even maybe spending more time able to go away and just switch off. Something so simple like that. And that's what I wanted to achieve as well, to know that I'm making that positive difference to somebody's life. So that's what set me on the online business manager journey. And pretty much up to today, with myself when I'm not providing first-hand positive impact to clients. I actually like I do dance. I have done since I was about 3 years old. My late mother, when we were a lot younger, my dad is actually very tall, so she knew probably we would be tall, and starting from ballet, and I really just love doing ballet, even if it's just for fun these days. And also singing is another passion of mine, and I have sung with Hereford, Gilbert and Sullivan Operatic Society for about 20 years in shows either in a principal role or chorus. And then obviously a few years back I wanted something a bit more challenging. Gilbert and Sullivan's lovely, HMS Pinafore or the Mikado are good fun, but at some point when you've done Poets of Penzance for about the 5th time, you want to do something slightly different and slightly more challenging, and so I joined Leominster Choral Society. I wanted a completely clean break from GNS, and unfortunately some of the members are in Hereford Choral, and I'd actually grown up with Hereford Choral. My my mum, when we were younger, used to sing in Hereford Choral. So there's a really 300-old-year festival that is still running today, and it's called the Three Choirs. So there's the choirs from Hereford and Worcester and Gloucester, and they take it in turns each year to host this festival. So obviously when we were young, it's either we stayed at home in Hereford, or we decamped to Gloucester, or we decamped to Worcester for the week, while Mum obviously was singing in the chorus, Three Choirs chorus. So it was nice to actually do something, go to somewhere very different that had nothing to do, any ties with Gilbert and Sullivan, and that was actually been such a good challenge, and I've thoroughly enjoyed doing that. And I've done some solo work as solo singing as well. So that's pretty much, I would say, myself. And I have no children of my own, but I do dote on my 4 nieces and 1 nephew.
Wow. So can I ask you to sing one of your favorite songs?
I have to think off the top of my head, actually. Oh heck! I've literally just done David Sona recently, and I've got to try and think what it is. And that's mostly as if I'd probably murder the rest of the Italian off the top of my head.
Wow, that's your favorite. Excellent.
So
That's amazing.
yes, that came. Thank you.
Okay. And I'll ask you 2 more. I mean later on. Okay. So Wendy, coming, since you are certified online manager, to me, once uh, uh, choosing one's profession is one of most important aspect of one's life, and I believe if it is your massive transformative purpose that this is aligned with yourself and aligned with your nature and your mm, soul and mind and body, then that becomes one of those fantastic thing in your life. So if how did you come to know, what was that revealed that being online manager or certified online manager would be fantastic a fit to your personality?
For me, it was something so different. Obviously, when you're stuck in corporate and you are obviously you have to be following something else. It was the freedom to be able to do more first-hand assistance, and I've always wanted to be able to help people, to make sure that I'm helping them in a positive way to be able to do something with, for them to be having a positive impact, to have something change that is really good, and so much not happier in their life. And that's what I've always just wanted to do, is just help. And like I say, it was that story I mentioned earlier that I had, that the trainer was telling me, and that was what changed. I thought, no, that's what I would like to do. I want to be able to do that as well, to make that so much nicer for somebody, and just something so simple, just something so small, and it has such a big impact. And it doesn't have to be big; it just be something so small, that small shift, and it just makes a huge amount of difference for somebody. So.
Okay, and there are a lot of online virtual assistants or online or virtual assistant globally, and especially my part of the world does it a lot. So what's the line between? I mean, how can we differentiate between both a certified online business manager and a virtual assistant? What's the huge big difference between both?
So with a virtual assistant, they pretty much like a normal secretary, but obviously not in person. But obviously you say what you want to do and they do that for you. With a certified online business manager, we are trained as part of certification to show that we can, obviously, we are to a standard that the association is, sort of happy to show, so we can obviously strategize, so we can make sure, sort of, like I say, with the diagnostic review, we sort of see where that, and then bring some ideas to strategize that. We are, when we can look at metrics. So obviously, if you've got say, like you're going to launch a course, you want to see that obviously people are signing up to this thing. For your emails, are people actually opening your emails? Are they reading them? Or are they sort of clicking through? So the numbers don't lie. The numbers are just there. We sort of make sure that we look at those and can, sort of act on it. Some people really love metrics, love numbers, and then also sort of showed how to obviously put, sort of how you put a launch together. So, timeline, prepare a timeline for it. You sort of obviously, you need to be knowing, especially where there's a team on board, you need to make sure that your website person is getting that website ready, and you are testing and testing and testing again as many times as it takes to make sure that the system will not break, and the system is going to make sure it's going to take all your orders for the people who want to do your course. So things like that, and then also even just day-to-day items, and see how to do a diagnostic review as well. So it's pretty much, we are here to manage. We're here to be that slot. So your team is here, you're here, but we slot in between to basically just give the business owner a chance to step back, especially if they want to maybe go on holiday. I mean, even setting up standard operating procedures. So you see everything is sort of documented. So if that if something happened to you, and there are things that happen to people, it could be really, really seriously ill, and you may be somebody could be hit by that proverbial bus, probably maybe a double decker, probably, I don't know, but otherwise, I've had that on two people also mentioned it's a double decker, because obviously UK. So it is, it's making sure that we can help just keep running things. So our systems put into place whereby you, the business owner, can actually just take that step back. You can either sort of just going to go on holiday knowing that your business is still running. You're not going to keep getting questions of how do I do this from people, or what do you want to do? So it is pretty much that, we are there to be that sort of person, so you can actually just take that step back, get that breathing room, get that clarity, or even a very simple thing like collect your children or go on holiday. So that's pretty much the difference on a VA compared to an online business manager.
Oh my goodness! I mean, I take as if as a business manager, to me it looks like as if you are uh, you're a substitute to the professional, someone who is doing any business. If you are his online business manager, so in fact you are him or her, you're her or his substitute. You are completely replacing him by performing his responsibilities, so that he or she can perform his real business, whatever he is a professional of. So you're taking care of everything as an administrator. That's amazing. Okay, my next question to you is, what attracted you to become a certified online business manager?
It was something so different. I wanted more control over my narrative, as in when you're obviously in corporate, you're under somebody else's narrative. You are obviously just going with them, but at least with this, you're doing more assistance, whereby with the legal setting, you are just literally being careful, and very careful, because you don't want to get sort of something to go wrong. But it was just that freedom to do something so different, and that's what I was just so after, because when you've just either done legal or accountancy, you just want to get into somewhere very different, and it was that there's so many different things that attracted me. Be able to do sort of like launches, or I knew sort of about setting up standard operation procedures, because one of the corporate jobs I had in a small accountancy firm, they were trying to set up a office Bible, as they termed it. So I knew the specific, the real benefit of having one of those to hand, if something ever happened, was really good. And it's things like that, just literally, it was just, it's just what I was looking for. Very different, something very different.
Oh, great. And it's not only you being having benefits and as serving online certified business manager, but how about the other party, like those who hire you? What are the benefits they are getting? Are they are enjoying their own business profession, and they're cool with time with their family, and they are at ease, just because you are handling their monkeys, and everything is they're on you? What are the core benefits your clients are having out of you?
So the diagnostic review, basically, it's a non-judgmental conversation, because I never, I wouldn't judge, because a lot of decisions can always be made when you are in a certain sort of mindset, and it may not always be on that, but it gives you that nice conversation. We just go through, and sometimes seeing it on paper can make such a difference, because when you are literally just in the thick of it day to day, it's not always very clear. And also the fact that sometimes it's nice to just to clarify, maybe for some people, where they want to be going in the next 90 days, because the OBM is like sort of a bus driver. So obviously a business owner needs to want to know the destination of where they want to be going, and obviously, somebody like myself is the bus driver. We may pick up some extra people on the way, as you do in terms of teams. But this is the benefit. They are literally with the diagnostic review. We're just seeing exactly what's going on, and then obviously they get a colour sort of thing as to where they are in certain parts of their business. It's like it's a visual thing. It makes it easier to see, and maybe what might be of assistance to them. I did one for a gentleman who locally who was ran a catering partnership, and see he wanted a bit of strategy as well in with his diagnostic review, and they obviously to get more I think income out of the side of the wedding season, because that was their pretty much what they mostly did. So like I say, I sort of did all of that and added that in as well. So he had something literally there in front of him to make it very clear as to whereabouts everything was in terms of just where the business is at. Because sometimes, like I said, as I said, it's mostly where you can actually see it in front of you can be, well, I suppose sobering in a way, not sobering, but it's sort of like it just gives you an idea. It depends obviously what information is, what comes out of the conversations, but I always like to make sure it's non-judgmental, and it's it can sort of something that will hopefully help and to show where they are and where they'd like to go in the next 3 months.
Oh wow! To me, I mean, so far what I have understood out of this discussion so far is, it's like an online business manager. To me, to my understanding, it's like uh, a remote control room, having an eye on all activities, the all needs, and everything a profession really needs. So, like, in the NASA headquarters, to me, it looks like a NASA headquarters, that is controlling everything what is happening in the space. There are astronauts. They are there. They're working there. They are in the field. But the brain of the business, to me, seems an online business manager. That's you. That's amazing. And that's and again, you talk of business review, like diagnosis of business review. That's what you do. And what's the benefit of this to the those who to your clients, when you conduct diagnosis of the business and or the business review? What are the
Yeah, no,
benefits?
I mean, for me, it's obviously gives them a chance to see exactly what's happening. Sometimes, obviously, it can also, I can say that this is something that obviously I might be able to help with. I can help you set up some standing operating procedures if they have tried that and it hasn't got very far. But for somebody, at least with me, I could ensure that it does happen by obviously sort of talking to each individual team member and ensuring that obviously they have it, and that's it. It's little things like that that obviously I can say, well, I can be able to assist with that if you like, but it's like I say, it's there in black and white. Apart from the little color-coded parts to like a diagnosis of whereabouts their business is in certain little areas, and obviously just to say, well, this is working, this is not sort of working. So it sort of gives you that, okay, well, this is good. So it shows it's working well. This is not working so good, and like I say, with a old school friend, actually, I did for her. She was back in startup mode for her business. She had to shelve the first one due to ill health, but obviously it showed for her that she just needed to get that foundation. Like say, you sort of build your house on rock and not on sand, to then build the business up from there. And it is true. You need to obviously, hopefully it's showing that yes, you've got the solid foundations, and you can start sort of, building up in certain areas if they are, solid foundations are there in that area.
Oh wow! Oh great! That's such an Amazing diagnosis definition. Great of you. Winnie, the second song.
Oh. um, I'm trying to think of it. Oh heck! I've just been doing recently. My precious on blank. That one. That's I waited for the Lord, He inclined unto me, and answered my cry, and answered my cry. And that's another probably I might be able to remember the bits of it, but that was a duet from one of the Mendelssohn choral piece. Hear My Prayer, I think it was, or Hymn of Praise. Hear My Prayer. To think of 2 minutes of the Choral Society did, they were very similar sounding titles, but I'm sure it's that one. They were both Mendelssohn. So.
Okay, okay. Now the third and last one, and the first one song.
Oh, and I think now what else did I do? I have to think of solo because anything else I was doing was duet. No, that's a duet as well. Oh, mia babino caro, I can't remember the Italian too well, and do apologise for that one. And that was literally off the top of my head. So.
Thank you so much, Wendy. The very light and excellent interview with you. I really enjoyed each bit of it, and I don't want to finish it, but I mean, since we are hitting our time limit, so stay tuned for next interview because this was just an icebreaker with Winnie Winterburn. So we'll keep featuring her and we'll keep learning from her amazing stories of success with his clients. Thank you so much, Winnie. See you again. Bye bye.